But what I have found ultimately after doing all these sales calls is that when you get a closed deal, it can typically be attributed to three main things. The first is logic, meaning that this makes sense to the prospect. They can see how this thing will get them to what they ultimately want. The second is proof. Even if they understood that this thing can get them what they want, they need to make sure that they're not the first people doing it, that you've done this over and over again for somebody just like them. The third part, the part that I think a lot of people sleep on, is authority, meaning that they look up to you. They understand your way of thinking and they think that your way of thinking is the right way. You see, authority is the difference between a good sales process and a great sales process. Authority is the reason why you close better than your sales team. It's because they know you, they see you, they trust you. So even with the best logic process and even with the best proof in the world, you need authority to make it so that you're closing at 30, 40, 50% of the deals that are on your calendar. So this little center part here is exactly where you want to be. Now, the only thing you should know about this is that most people's sales process, they are trying to build the logic, the proof, and the authority all on the sales call. And that's why it's becoming very difficult. That's why it's taking 2, 3 calls to close. That's why your close rate's so low. That's why your show rate's so low. That's why your lead to booking is so low. It's because you're trying to do all of this process incredibly manually. Where what you should be doing is trying to push as much of this before the call as humanly possible. Because if somebody gets on the call and they've already consumed content and see you as an authority, if they get on the call saying the words that you want them to say, they are talking about level 3 problems, they're saying stuff like the trust engine, and they can see that you help people just like them. By the time you get on the call, it's no longer, well, who are you, what do you do, and how you can help me. It's, here's my specific scenario. Does this apply to me here? And of course, those are going to be lay down deals. And as you guessed it, you can charge way more for those people than the people when they're coming in and you have to explain everything starting at zero.